Welcome back to the Switch Sports Golf Challenge Series and to a new phase of the Switch Sports Golf Challenge Series. This is now day one of the 10 Eagles Challenge. I was considering whether I wanted to push this to 10 after 9 Eagles took me 21 days to do and proved to be quite difficult, but then I thought, I was also considering whether I wanted to pivot this series to more of like personal bests and just low scores in general, but then I thought I could just do it all at once. So at the same time that I'm trying to make 10 Eagles, I'm also trying to score super well. That's the new goal here. That's what we're going to try to do. And we're going to start on hole 1. Now I should put a disclaimer out there that scoring low in this one-player mode, this local play mode, is a lot easier to do than in competitive play, which is where a lot of the record keeping is. So like a low score in this mode doesn't really compare all that much to a low score in like the ranked league or like, you know, online play. So just wanted to put that out there that even though it's fun to score low, it's not necessarily the greatest accomplishment unless I were to push like past like 30 under. So with that in mind, let's play, try to get to 10 Eagles and see how close we can get.
Nice shot.
Is that going to be the proper shot on hole 1? Oh, that just is going to land a little too far to the right and not enough distance. So a tougher back pin. I'm so bad at judging the distance on those back pins quite often. I end up sometimes holding it, sometimes putting it to like 15, 20 feet. So 8 feet doesn't feel so bad there. We'll tap in the birdie and see if we can pick one up on hole 2. If we're going to get to 10 Eagles, now I said this similar thing quite a bit in the 9 Eagles challenge. If we're going to get that many Eagles, we need to get a whole bunch early. The back is definitely easier than the front, the back 9. But I need like 4 or 5 on the front to have a chance at 10. Okay. So we have hole 2 here with some tougher winds, more moderate winds, moderate strong winds for this hole. So let's aim this one to about there. Actually, we'll call it about there. Hit it with the proper power, so maybe about there. And really just try to get lucky here. So it's going to move considerably to the left. Now it has to land in a pretty precise spot, and that's just not it. That's on the wrong side of the pin. So it's going to roll back, and it just doesn't fall. So not my favorite pin. The front pins are not too bad when you see some like light winds, but with some stronger winds, just tougher to try to hit. Especially because if it lands on the correct side, the flag oftentimes, the flag blocks it. Like it catches the flag and just falls to the ground. Because you have to bounce it short and left, and the flag is blowing that way. Not something you think about often, but it's something I've run into on a number of occasions. So a real precise shot there with the wind going that way on that pin. So no Eagles through 2. We have a chance here on 3. We have a chance to pick up a more straightforward one. So no wind on hole 3. It's not necessarily the easiest hole overall, but in this one-player mode, we see that very accessible pin. And I've had a lot of practice. I've had like 30 rounds to get this shot down. With no wind, it's very straightforward. So I should be able to just put this out there, driver on the deck to wherever it goes to. Usually, I think it ends up just barely in the bunker. It varies a little bit because, you know, my first 2 shots aren't always aimed at the same spot. But that's about right. 26 yards in the bunker. So we'll aim this just left of the pin. I can zoom in and get that real precise aim on that mini-map. So just a bit left of the pin is a good aim point. We're going to hit this with just under 2 dots of power. That feels pretty good. Let's give it a shot. Okay, that felt absolutely ideal, and it should roll back and fall. So we pick up a straightforward eagle on hole 3 with no wind. We'll move on to hole 4 and see if we can push these scores lower and lower. See if we can pick up some eagles on the front. We'll have some tougher holes coming up. 6 through 8 are typically super difficult. Ooh, we see some nice light winds. An opportunity on hole 4 here. So I want to hit this one with the 3-iron, I think, actually. We'll hit the 3-iron. About that much power. And hopefully that has a chance with this very light wind. Okay, that felt about right. If that takes a nice kick off to the right, bites and rolls back. Oh, it'll just move a little too... Ooh, never mind. It falls. It just catches the left edge and falls. I thought that was going to lip out or just miss left. and it caught the edge of the hole and fell. Wow. What a scary little make there. I haven't had a hole-in-one that looked like it was going to miss the whole way like that one did on the way back down that hill. So a nice one there. 2 eagles through 4. We'll move on to some nicer wins on hole 5. I'm not sure if we can get there, but we can at least get real close. So anything that's moderately strong, which 11 miles an hour kind of is, pushing us in that direction is pretty favorable. We should be able to hug that, jut out of the rough. So that's a pretty good shot. That's a pretty maximally efficient shot to try to get the most distance I can out of this. And we'll just hit another full shot up there through this tailwind. And if we could reach this green and pick up our 3rd eagle through 5, that would be pretty huge. Now, are we going to get there? I think we will. All right, we're there. And this will be a pretty nice putt, actually. So from this angle, this putt should be pretty straight, if I recall correctly. Now, let's see. It's going to move a little to the right at the start and maybe pretty straight at the end. It's tough to say for sure. I'm going to aim this a little to the right and hope that that works. All right, let's try that out. We want to hit this with plenty of power. Make sure we get it there. That looks really good, and it will just miss to the left. So it did, in fact, move a little left, and even though I hit that with a lot of power, it's real tough to get that precision down. It might have ended up just a little bit short anyway. We'll have to tap in for that birdie, even though we hit the green on hole 5. Just a slightly tougher putt. I hit the spot of the green where it's not exactly straight, and we'll see some not so easy wins here on hole 9, or hole 6. So 9 mile an hour wins on hole 6. What do we have to do to put this one close? I'm going to hit a little draw. Maybe not the best play. Maybe not the most consistent play. But it feels like it gives me my best shot at trying to have a unencumbered run at this pin. Oh, that's going to be too much, and we'll end up just playing the tree strat. So that's fine. I mean, that's the fine miss. We're going to end up actually pretty far away. So actually, maybe not my best shot at it. Are we going to be able to make it around that tree? I think so. Maybe I'll use the full spoon here. I mean, all I can do is give it a run, so let's try it out. Okay, actually that first tree was not going to be in the way at all, so I could have aimed that a little more to the right, which I needed to do. And we'll end up pretty far away. This is going to be like a 40 or so foot putt.
Nice.
Yeah, 43 feet, down that mound, back up the hill. Not the easiest of putts. It'd be cool to sink this one, though. Let's try to make it. It's going to go down that hill, move back to the left a little bit once it does that. On the way back up that hill, or that second hill. Let's hit it with plenty of power. Oh, that's too much power. We may actually be off the green here. Oh, never mind. Okay, we're still on the green. We still have a difficult putt. This is what hole 6 does to you, particularly this pin location. So we'll have to just tap this. Is that going to make it? It will. So not the easiest of putts on hole 6 there. My strategy didn't work. I overdrew it, and we paid for it a little bit. Now, if I knew that I could have carried that tree, no problem, that could have been fine, but... Oh, bad winds. 33 miles an hour. Boo. Gotta deal with it, though. So let's aim this out to there. Try to just hold the fairway. It's going to be difficult to do. It's going to be a really difficult second shot in around these trees with all this crosswind. But it would be pretty crazy if I made this one, wouldn't it? It would be pretty nuts. So let's aim to the right. Considerably. I'm going to even say to about, like, there. Try to give it the proper power. See if we can hit the proper shot.
Nice shot.
Oh, I feel like I underpowered that one, and I did. And it's going to move a little too far to the left anyway, so that was not going to be an easy make by any means with maximum crosswind. That's why the last 3 holes are the difficult ones, because you can see wind like that if you get unlucky. So now we'll have a longer birdie putt on hole 7 here. Not the easiest one. We'll have to make sure we hit it with the proper power. A little over 2 dots. That should be good. Ooh, is that going to be too much? No, that'll be just fine. All right. A nice longer birdie putt there on hole 7. Came in with a little bit of speed, but hits it dead center, so that's totally fine. We'll move on to hole 8. And keep in mind that I am on a pretty good pace here. So don't need to do anything too drastic. Just need to try to make the shots. We'll club up to the 3-iron. I'm going to hit this with about that much power, I think. We'll give it a shot. Okay, that felt pretty ideal if that takes the proper kick. Hopefully it does. Oh, that looks really good. Get back up there. Zip up. Oh, wow, that really bit. Oh, I thought that was going to be a much better shot. That looked so good. It even moved to the right. Like, it kind of zipped back at an angle, which was strange, but I don't know. Not the easiest hole. I've yet to ever make it. We'll have to tap that one in on that scary little side hill for our birdie number. I don't know how many. A lot of pars, a lot of birdies on that one. No aces as of yet. It remains elusive. All right, let's move on to hole 9. We're going to see tougher winds. But I mean, I think we can use that little strategy where I put it right of the green on the second shot, as long as this holds the fairway nicely, which it should. Actually, do we have a chance to try to reach the green here? Okay, we're 310 yards away. Is this even remotely doable? Let's try it out. I mean, what do I have to lose, right? I can put it on the green, or I can miss the green. Those are my two options. Or I can put it in the water. That's always an option too.
Nice shot.
Alright, let's try that. Is that going to clip anything? It doesn't look like it. Will it get there? It looks like it will. Oh, it'll hit the rock. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, it hits the top of the rock from that distance. Well, there goes that eagle. It could have been a chance. Wow, that was an inch from being super nice. I could have had a chip at it as opposed to trying to hit it from the fairway with this wind, which would be huge. But it somehow hits the rock and bounces away. Can we save a scary little par here? No, we cannot. Or actually, would that have been for birdie? That would have been shot number 4, right? So I guess this is for par. Yeah. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. What a tough, tough break on hole 9. We'll hit it up there nice and hard. Tap in the par save. And, man, that was an inch from... I mean, it wouldn't have been an easy chip at all. That would have been really difficult. But the fact that that hits the top of the rock on full power from that distance is pretty brutal. Okay. We have no wind on hole 10, which is nice. Now, we only have 2 eagles on the scorecard, so we need to make 8 on the back 9. Going to be a very tall task, but we see no wind and a good start here at trying to get it. Can we make this one to try to keep this round alive? Let's aim it to about there. Hit it with the proper power.
Nice shot.
That should be about good, I think. That should kick just to the right and roll nicely and fall. All right, so we'll get one on that 0 wind hole 10. Some ideal conditions there. Eagle number 3. The round is alive. We'll see how long we can keep this round alive with some nice conditions. We'll have to pick up, most likely, eagles on everything except hole 17. Now, what do we have here? 9 miles an hour. Pushing up and to the right. Okay. What do we have to do here? I think we'll have to aim it to about there. It's probably the proper aim. Is it though? I just don't quite know. You know what? We'll actually aim it to about there. Try that out. Hit it with about that much power. See if we can give it a run. I think that's pretty good. Oh, it's going to be on the wrong side of the pin, so I may have had the aim pretty nice until I readjusted it. That could have had a chance if I just left it as it was. But I overthought it, and I'll miss it just to the right. So not a bad shot at it through some almost maximum wind for hole 11. And now we need to make eagles on everything from here on out. So this is going to prove to be quite difficult because we've seen hole 16 through 18 be super mean quite a bit in this series with the winds. Okay, we'll have a little bit of tailwind, which is not necessarily the best thing on this hole. Oftentimes I actually rather prefer the headwind because it takes some of the speed off the spoon. The spoon comes in real hot when you have tailwind, and sometimes you can send it over the green. So we'll have to be careful of that here. Hit the spoon with the proper power. And try to make this one. Okay. Let's hit it with about that much power. Right about to there should be good. Oh, get going, get going, get going. Don't hit the bunker. Oh, it just hits the bunker. I cut that one too close. And now we'll have to chip this one in. Now, fortunately, this is not the hardest of chips. Just have to land it in the proper spot. Right about there. And it should fall, but ooh, it's just scary. Okay, just move to the right a little bit. Whew, okay, we'll save the eagle. Not the hardest chip there, but always, you know, a little nerve-wracking when you have to chip it in. Okay, so the round's alive. We have to eagle out everything from here. It's doable, but really difficult. What are we going to see for conditions on hole 13? It's not going to be... Okay, it's not bad, but it's not, like, the best. Let's aim it to about there. That feels pretty good. We'll use the 5-iron. About that much power, I'd say. And we'll give it a run. Now, is that going to land in the proper spot? It's trending in a good direction. Oh, move back to the left a little bit and fall. Oh, it will. Okay, the round's alive. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's move on to hole 14 and pick one up. Wow, okay. A clutch eagle there on 13. Need one on 14. Are we going to see some nice winds to do it? We're going to see 11 miles an hour pushing to the right. Not the easiest. Kind of scary. But it's fine. It should be pretty doable, I think. Let's just put it in that tree gap. And hope for a good result.
Nice shot.
Okay, that should move right. Hopefully enough to just miss that tree on the left. It will make it through. Whew, okay. Now we can put this on the green and try to tap it in for an eagle. Wind's going to be pushing a little forward, quite a bit to the right. Let's aim it to about there and see if we can put this nice and close. Alright, let's try that out.
Nice
Oh, that's underpowered. Hopefully that still gets there. That actually should hopefully be fine unless it takes a big bite. Oh, it kind of will. Okay, not the easiest putt, but we've had this one a number of times. Little 26-footer. Should move just to the right at the end. We'll just have to hit it with the proper speed. Aiming to about there should be pretty good. Little over 2 dots of power. Should safely get it there. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, is that going to get there? It will. All right. Scary little eagle putt, but we'll sink it on 14. The round is alive. If we can pick one up on 15, that would be pretty electric. We'll just have to see what kind of winds we're dealing with. It's so wind dependent a lot of the time on 15, and we're going to see some wind in the face. Oh, and it's not in like a proper direction either. It's going to be crosswind no matter what. That's a tough look. Not going to be the easiest of shots to try to hold this one out. We'll see if we can pull it off, though. So we have to land this left of the pin. It actually should bite pretty well, I think, with this wind. So we can play that backspin strategy, I think, pretty safely. We'll use the 7-iron, aim it out to roughly there. And, I mean, we can give it a run. We can give it a run, try to put it close. Let's try that out.
Nice shot.
That felt... Oh, that's just not going to be very good. It's going to move not nearly enough to the right in the air.
Nice.
We'll end up with a 10-footer on kind of just a... Not one of my more precise plays. We'll have to tap it down there. And that'll do it for day 1 of this 10 Eagles challenge that should prove to be pretty difficult. But we'll have to you know, remember all of the misses, correct them next time. We gave it a pretty good run. We ended up with 6 with 4 holes to play. So we were on pace for the first 15 holes. We had a chance through 15 holes. Let's see what kind of win we're going to have here. Oh, not the best on hole 16, but it's doable. I mean, would have been doable. Let's see if we would have made it.
Nice shot.
I think that's a fine shot. Will it sneak through everything? It may have clipped that first tree, which is why that camera angle ended up like it was. But we made the shortcut. So, weird little result there, but it's fine. Would we have made this? Let's find out. Or I guess I still can make it. It's still a shot that I can hit in this round, so. Let's see how close we would have gotten to 10 eagles. That's about the best I think I could do for that pin. Oh, it'll lip out. So that's one of the tougher pins on hole 16, and it's the one we'll see every day. Hole 16 is going to be probably necessary if we're going to get to 10, and that pin is such a tough one to try to play that spin right, because it tends to glide back, and it's on a very steep and kind of moundy slope, so it's very inconsistent. So we'll have to work on figuring that one out. A near miss there on the near side. I think I've missed that on the far side a couple times. Or maybe it was on the near side on the recent challenge, if I remember right. But not an easy pin to hit, not an easy shortcut to try to make. So the difficulty is definitely going to be there in this challenge. Let's send a driver out there, full power at this one. See if that's going to take a nice kick and maybe... Oh, it's just going to end up... Oh! I thought for sure that was going to glide, that little launch roll on me. But we'll have a makeable putt
Nice
on hole 17 here. Okay. Let's send this one up the hill. Should be pretty straightforward. Whoa. Too much power. I'm not exactly sure where that came from. You know what? I didn't take a second practice swing when maybe I should have because I underpowered the first one. And I tried to just make up for it. So we'll have to tap in a par there. So not the best par late in a round. That was on a pretty good pace. I mean, I could have gotten to 23 under maybe. We'll have to see what kind of conditions we're dealing with on hole... hole 18. Tough wind right in the face. Not the easiest.
Nice shot.
I think we can still get there in 2 though. Oh, unless, of course, I hit the rough, which I think I did. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So we'll be lucky to steal a birdie here. Gotta aim this out to that other island. We'll use the spoon. Almost full power. And we'll have to just get there in 3, which is unfortunate. It'll give us a nice little launch. Not really going to help us or hurt us at all. We'll just end up 140 yards away. We'll have a pure crosswind shot here. At a tougher pin on hole 18 from this angle. Okay. Let's try that out. Give it the proper power. See if we can put it close.
Nice shot.
Oh, it's going to be way too far left. But it's actually going to be kind of fine. Oh, it'll launch. Is that going to be a straightforward putt? I don't exactly know. Maybe it will be. So this is going to move, yeah, pretty, I mean, it may move even right on the first part of it, because the green is weird over here. And then by the time it gets there, it'll dive left, but at the very, very end. So I think I can just aim straight at this one. Yeah, and I can. So we'll sink a birdie on a tougher hole 18. So we'll have 6 eagles today. Not the best day, not the worst day. That was kind of par for the course, or... par for the Eagles challenge. Par for the course is maybe a bad phrase to use here. So we'll say that that was about what I typically did quite often in the early going of that 9 Eagles challenge. So not a bad day. 21 under with 3 pars. Not the best day. So we'll have to try again tomorrow. Hope to get some nice conditions, some nice Eagles early in the round. See some nicer holes 7, 8, and you know, a couple more towards the end. Especially 18, we'd really need. So we'll try again tomorrow. As I've, you know, said plenty of times throughout that 9 Eagles challenge, it took me a lot of days to get it. It may take longer. Maybe we'll get really good really quick and get 10 pretty quickly, but Who knows? We'll have to see what day 2 has in store. We'll see you then.